developmental activity. For development of any nation, certain projects are very important. So, just to name, the first one, I will be considering it as mining project. However, agricultural project is a backbone for any country. Apart from that, if the nation has to shine, or it has to be recognized as a developmental nation, then we should have the vast amount of environmental resources. For that, mining project, the baseline. Mining project means what? It is nothing but extraction of ores and from for example, bauxite ore is being extracted, so it is called as mining. Uranium materials are extracted for nuclear power projects or for developing the weapon system. From mining projects. So, second, water resource project. Some river valley project. So usually when I am going to consider the river, so it will be flowing in the valleys. So if I am going to have the construction of some barrier, when we are going to go for construction of the dam, that is when the river is non-perennial. If the river is perennial, we go for diversion works like construction of weirs and barrages. This particular water resource project, if I am considering construction of dam, this dam can be constructed for one purpose or single purpose, or it can be constructed for multi-purpose. So if I am constructing for single purpose, so either it might be for flood control or for the city generation or for supplying the water to the agriculture, we call it as irrigation. Be for navigation purpose. So if it satisfies only single purpose, we call single purpose dam. If it satisfies more than one purpose or single purpose, then it is called as multi-purpose dam. So accordingly, we'll sometimes this river project can yield positive impacts because the land costs are also going to get high. Transportation project means what? If we want to reach one place, we can make use of any modes. Which are the various modes that we can go for? Again, in the airways, door to door delivery will not be there. Again, we need to make use of then transportation project consists of airways, mode of transport of material. It might be a raw material or it might be a finished material from the industry. So in that case, or the person is required to reach to that particular destination. So in that case, he can make use of airways. Airways possible. So in that case, I will be going for combination of roadways and airways. If the raw material has to be transported from one industry, might be making use of roadways, combination of roadways and railways, or roadways, or sometimes roadways with airways, something like this. If the material has to be exported in bulk quantity, then we'll be making use of combinations of road waterways, because in the ships we can transport. So that means when we are going for these kind of projects, so it's very important that we should be aware of the environmental impact that are being caused by these particular awareness about the environment and why they have to be considered before the project is being commenced. The reason is that we need to have the of the project and disadvantages of the project. We need to have the knowledge about the merits and demerits of these particular projects. If the merits and demerits of the project is not known, then that project might have adverse environmental impact, or it might cause loss to that particular company or the proponent. That is, proponent means what? The person, the agency who proposes the project. So transport is very important. Why it is important? Because the mode of transport that we are going to choose will decide the time required to export that material from one place to the place where it is being designated. Quantity is very important. Airways will not transport huge quantities of the materials. So in that case, we have to go for waterways. So without having the knowledge of the transportation project, we cannot plan for export of the material, either raw material or finished products. So in that case, we need to have the knowledge about this. And when we are planning for airports, so what are airports? What are the regulations that need to be followed? So that need to be understood. So whether we are going to get the environmental clearance in this particular area, if it is ecologically sensitive area, in that case we may not get the clearance, environmental clearance. So that has to be understood. So first, feasibility report is very important before going for consideration of these projects for implementation phase. So that's why many times we'll be making EIA is environmental impact assessment, which is the documentation of environmental analysis, which incorporates both positive and negative impacts. That means it includes identification of impacts, interpretation of impacts, evaluation of impacts, and remedial measures. That means environmental impact assessment is a documentation of environmental analysis, which includes identification of impact, interpretation of impacts, evaluation of impacts, and consideration of the remedial measure for the proposed project or the action. So we need to consider EIA, because EIA many of the projects consider EIA as a tool for decision making process because it considers both positive as well as negative impacts. Where is the profit, where is the loss? The loss might be in terms of environmental resources, the loss might be in terms of economy. So both the things can be considered by making use of EIA. Why we need to consider EIA? To EIA is used. How much amount of resources needs to be utilized? What is the method? Because when we talk about engineering, what is engineering? Engineering is a discipline wherein we mathematics, science, which includes chemistry, physics, knowledge, practical problems in such a way that environment will not get degraded or it will not get affected with the solution. So, the knowledge of science, mathematics is to solve problems in such get affected in general. So, that is the reason why EIS is being introduced. So, it is an interdisciplinary, and when we are talking about any problem, need to or industrial project. So, any product that we are using, it comes one or the other. Even a screw, a small piece of trousers, textile industry. So, some of the other product will be coming in the automobiles from electroplating industries. So, if you shoes, leather belts, wrist watches, leather tannery industries. The tea that we'll be preparing in the morning, if we consider it comes from an industry. Sugar, it comes from an industry. From dairy industry. But toothpaste, toothbrush, it also comes from an industry. So cosmetic products, these things also comes from the industry. So, ready-made materials are available. Soup that we'll be preparing, it also comes. Vehicles, automobiles, these things will be coming from automobile industries. The fuel that will be adding, all these products are because of industrial or industry. Means however, we can give permission at the same time. We should have solution for the impacts that are being caused by these particular projects or the activities. So for that, we should understand by these particular projects. So before going in depth, environmental impacts due to developmental activities, now let us look at the developmental activities. It is also very important. Nowadays we are talking about smart cities. Why we are talking about smart cities? Because We are saturation point if we consider Bangalore, Mumbai, has reached to the saturation point. Now there are floods that are being caused, there are energy crises in that particular area, unhygienic conditions have been developed, the water that is being other developmental activities. So for that I have taken the developmental activities. Urbanization. Why urbanization is required? Urbanization is required. Yes or no? The answer is why urbanization is required? Because we want to improve the quality of the life. Rural area, in the rural area, most of the area will be used for agricultural activity. In the urban area, we are going to find industry. The rural materials will be made available to the are going to process these particular raw materials. In turn, they are going to prepare the finished product. This will be supplied, right, of the finished product. It will be much more in than in rural. Main raw material, main is the raw material which is made available by the rural people, that is farmers, to the industries. Industries in turn they will be going for processing and finished product will be. So that means river valley project is required. Electric power is required. We can go for nuclear power. So when we are considering the developmental projects, that means we need to talk about mining projects, river valley projects, transportation projects, industrial project, urbanization, and if river valley project is not applicable, in that case we will be going for thermal power plants and nuclear power plants depending on the feasibility in that particular location. All these projects in one or the other way are interlinked. So as I told, urbanization will have positive impact on human use values and quality of the life that is being led compared to rural area. So everyone prefers to go for urban places because here the quality of life will be much more than the rural area. So that is the reason why people will be preferring, because in rural area what happens usually, what we have seen, the electricity consumption will be much less and duration of the electricity that will be supplied is actually less compared to urban areas. Second, most of the facilities are available in the urban areas. So when we are talking about urbanization, so it includes flyovers, it includes high-rise buildings, it includes treatment plants, it includes industries. So the quality of the life is very good, we assume, but whether actually the solution is given. So when we plan for urbanization, so what are the impacts during construction and during operation? That means whenever we consider these projects, it's very important that we need to consider the construction phase impacts and operation phase impacts. So I'm talking about two things, that is construction and operational phase impact. So when we are talking about construction, that means we need to consider constructional phase impact. Say for example, if I'm going to consider road project, I'm going to consider the road project. So that means this road project will have the impact on the environment both during construction and operation. That means during construction we will be making use of mobile vehicles and fixed. That means we will be making use of some automobiles which are utilized during construction phase, or the vehicles that are being used during construction, say for deforestation, will be making use of the vehicles. For laying the asphalt, bitumen, will be making use of the vehicles. For compacting the laid asphalt, will be making use of the vehicles. So that means which vehicle it is? It is the roller. So that means it is a mobile source. The vehicles involved during construction, they are called as mobile sources. Initially, before the asphalt is being laid, we will be making use of blowers, we will be going for excavation, during which there will be impact on the environment. We call it as fixed sources. So during construction, there are going to be two sources. One is mobile source, another one is fixed source. You can consider any project. Each and every project will have construction phase impacts, and second one, operation phase impacts. I have considered one example in this case, that is construction of the road. So let us say already the road construction is taking place. So initially what will be done? Initially we will be going for excavation. Somewhere cutting will be done, somewhere filling will be done, just to level the width of the road. Before going for excavation, the first thing is land clearance will be done. If the road has to pass through the forest, land clearance is very important. So that means we will be going for deforestation. During construction, deforestation will be taking place. This is one of the impact. After the deforestation, we will be making use of some mobile sources and fixed sources, because of which the construction will take place. So as I told, the vehicles involved in the construction will have some impacts. So those are called as mobile sources. The blower operation or the excavation operation will be having some impacts on the environment, we call it as fixed sources. After the road is constructed, so daily there will be movement of vehicles. If we compare before the road is constructed and with the condition when the road is already constructed. So before it was constructed, a forest was there. After the construction, forest is not there, the vehicles are there. Forests are considered as the lungs of the ecosystem. Those are missing because of deforestation. After the construction has taken place, the vehicles will be moving. The forests were yielding the oxygen earlier to the construction. After the construction, when the operation of the roadway starts, we are going to find there will be movement of vehicles. Because of these particular vehicles will be making use of fossil fuels, either diesel, petrol, there will be emission of air pollutants, just to name few, carbon monoxide, methane, carbon dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, then sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, suspended particulate matter, smoke, dust, then respirable suspended particulate matters. Apart from the other materials which are liberated, such as lead, if that particular fossil fuel consists of that particular product. In that case, emission will be the same. So, because of this, the air quality will get affected. Now, before construction, forest was there. That means there was no noise. When the operation of the roadway starts, there will be noise. Noise is what? Unwanted sound. So it is usually defined in terms of sound pressure level, SPL we call. So then we have to plan for some remedial measures. In that case, if we have already done some surveys for already existing cities, in that case, if those particular noise levels can be compared with the present area, in that case we can go for remedial measures like going for noise barriers along both the sides of the roads, just to see that the people will not get affected, because noise is unwanted sound. So that means when someone makes a noise, it will be irritating, the blood pressure rises. If you are going to play the music, or if someone is going to honk the horn daily 100 times in that particular area, let us imagine there are thousands of vehicles that will be passing along that particular area. In that case, everyone starts honking. So what will happen to the resident of that particular area? He'll get irritated. His blood pressure will be rising day by day. Loss of hearing. He'll go mad. Psychological problems will start. So these particular impacts need to be considered by the proponent. At the same time, these should be evaluated by the federal and state agencies. At the same time, public hearing has to be called before giving environmental clearance. So the proponent has to abide by the rules and regulations that are being notified as per the standard norms. So these things have to be evaluated. That means any project, I have taken one project, road project. Similarly, we can take airways if we are planning for airport. So that means definitely there will be construction and operational phase impacts. So construction of taxiways, terminal station, then comes your runways, how the orientation of the runway should be there. So we need to have the buffer zone. So we are not allowed to dump the city solid waste in that particular airport buffer zone also, or in the nearby the airport area, because this will have nuisance, either in terms of air pollution or in terms of bird nuisance. This might cause accidents of the aircraft. So there are certain norms. So that means both airport, okay, and road project will have construction and operation impact. Similarly, construction of railways. So railway project will have both construction and operation impacts. Waterways are going to have construction and operation impacts. And dams. Now you might ask me how we are going to have the problems or environmental impacts due to operation of the dam. Imagine if the rainfall is going to take place in heavy manner, because we classify the floods in three categories: frequent flooding, floods once in 25 years, floods once in 100 years. In that case, so if this dam is already full, if the rainfall is taking place heavily, then all the gates of the dam will be opened. On the downstream side, we are going to have floods. So it is operational phase impact. Similarly, mining project. If I am going to consider the mining project, that means first you will be planning going for construction. So all the equipments, lifts, everything you have done. Operation is what? You are going to extract the minerals and ores from the earth's surface. Coal is being mined. Coal mining, for example. If some of the laborers are going to go deeper to excavate more amount of coal, in that case, if they are going to come or they are going to counter this particular water, groundwater or aquifer, in that case there will be land subsidence, there will be loss of life. So these are going to be the operational phase impacts. Similarly, if I am going to consider urbanization, initially we are going to construct the city, we are going to construct parks, we are going to construct the buildings, we are going to construct the residential area, hospital area, we are going to go for commercial area, all these things. They are constructed. When the operation starts, that means operation means when the residents or the citizens start residing in that particular area, they will be making use of water. So they use water and in turn they will be generating sewage, wastewater. If it is discharged into the river, it will pollute. It is operational impact. The residents will start making use of vehicles to move from one place to another. Air pollution will take place. Operational phase impact. So they will start celebrating for some festival. During festival, crackers or some other music system will be used. So again there will be noise. So that means there are going to be the associated impacts due to construction and operational phase impacts. Now overall, how these projects can have an impact, that means how I am going to classify the environment in two. So in that case, I will consider 4 categories for these projects. These projects can have impact either on physical resources, these projects will have impact on ecological resources. First one I have told is physical resource, second one I have told is ecological resource, the third one human use values, the fourth one I am talking about quality of life. The projects that I have listed earlier, these projects will have construction and operational phase impacts. These construction and operational impact includes impacts on physical resources, ecological resources, human use values, and quality of life. Now, physical resources includes air quality, it includes water hydrology, it includes noise levels, and it includes soil or land. Coming to ecological resource, this ecological resource includes fisheries, forests, and it also includes wildlife. So in general it includes flora and fauna of the area. Human use values. Human use values means human will be using either navigation, he will be going for navigation, flood control, when I am talking about quality of life, is defined in terms of socio-economic factor. So I told you the difference between rural and urban area. I told that the quality of life, we think that it is better in urban area than rural area. We consider what? Socio-economic factor. Quality of life also includes cultural environment. It also includes the cultural environment. So public health is also part of the quality of life. If the public health in the rural area is much better than urban area, then quality of life in rural area is much better than urban area. We need to consider the number of cancer patients where they are increasing, whether in rural area or urban area. So this is going to give us the idea about quality of the life that we are leading, either in urban area or in rural area, in that particular state, district, or the nation. So this flood control, when we talk, it also includes resettlement. Now let us consider case by case, that is project by project. If I am going to consider transportation project, air quality will get affected. Definitely there will be air pollution, both during construction and operation. Either you consider airways, waterways, or highways or road project. Consider water hydrology. Since we are making or we are converting the pervious area into impervious area, we are going for airways, that means we are going for taxiways and runways, that means we are going for some flexible or rigid pavements. That means earlier whatever the rainfall used to take place, that water used to get infiltrated below the ground. Now because of laying of some impervious layer, that water will not penetrate. That means definitely this is going to change the infiltration rate, and because of this there will be changes in the groundwater as well as surface water quantity as well as the quality. There will be changes in the groundwater hydrology as well as surface water hydrology. When the operation of these airports, roads or railways will start, definitely there will be noise. That means accordingly we should plan. Soil we have to consider, because there will be soil erosion because of cutting and filling operation, both during this particular, both because of mobile and fixed sources. And at the same time, when we consider the airways or the waterways, the question of soil pollution won't come much. But when we consider railways or roadways, definitely there will be accidental spills of some toxic material or petroleum products, and because of this the soil will get polluted. At the same time, if we are going to have a construction of the roadways through mountainous terrains, if that particular area of the terrain is highly unstable, in that case we can have landslides in this transportation project. Coming to ecological resources, whether transportation project will have any impact on fisheries, definitely depends on which project we are talking about. So if I am talking about waterways, if ship is carrying some hazardous material, petroleum products, if it is carrying from Gulf to India, some accidental spill takes place, in that case fisheries will get affected. If I am talking about transportation project, construction of airport, roadways or railways, there will be deforestation. That means definitely the lungs of the ecosystem will be getting affected. When I am talking about forest, most of the wildlife will be staying in forest itself, not in urban places. So that means the wildlife will be getting affected. So in that case, how many wildlife are getting affected? What is the impact on water resource, and because of that the wildlife is getting affected? So that should be said. Any ecologically sensitive wildlife is present, like tigers or the animal which is of national importance like peacocks, in that case those should be listed. So usually these particular airports and nuclear power plants, they require some buffer zone mining project, minimum of 5 km radius will be the buffer zone. So that means in that particular area no development can take place. So whether eco-sensitive zones are there, we have to consider, because these are going to be the negative impacts, not the positive impact. Negative means what? Adverse impacts. Positive means what? We are going to get some economic returns, or we are going to have some positive impacts in terms of, let us say, increase in environmental resource is a positive impact. Getting good air quality is a positive impact. Upgradation of socio-economic factors is a positive impact. So transportation project, again if I consider in terms of human use values, navigation, yes, we can have positive impact. Flood control depends, we can give access to navigation channels, but at the same time if we are going to block this particular navigation channel either by constructing a dam or a bridge, in that case floods are going to be caused. Resettlement, always we need to consider human use values, because if we are planning for highway project, in between some agricultural area is coming, some houses are coming, so that means we have to plan for resettlement. If we are not planning for resettlement, that means those people are going to be the affected parties. That means it will have negative impact. So resettlement of those people has to be planned, or else we are going to have negative impact or negative points in terms of resettlement. Quality of life. Whenever we consider transportation project, always we are going to have positive socio-economic impact, because the rural people, farmers are going to get returns if they are going to have access to the urban places. Their quality of life will be better if we don't consider the transportation project. That means road projects are generally given environmental clearance, because they are going to have better quality of life both for urban people as well as for the rural people, also for the industrial people. Cultural impacts. If a road is being planned, in that case, or railway is being planned, in between some cultural or the structure which has some archaeological importance, or it might be a mosque, it might be a church, it might be a temple. In that case, it becomes culturally important. It is culturally important area. So in that case, we might have negative impact. In that case, we need to consider various alternatives. The direction of the road itself has to be changed. The alignment of the road itself has to be changed in that case, because in between we are having some structure which has got either archaeological, it is important, or it is important because it is a mosque, it is a temple, or it is a church. Public health, as I told, road project, whenever we talk, it will have a negative impact on the public health, because the gases, the air pollutants that are being generated or emitted from the vehicles are not good for the public health. The noise levels are going to be more if in between a signal is there. So if you are being made to stand for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, in that case, what you will be doing? Simply you will be honking the horn. What will happen? In turn, the sound pressure level will increase, and at some point of time, it will cross that wanted level. So it will become unwanted. So we call it as noise. So apart from socio-economic, other things are going to have negative impact because of road or transportation projects. Usually, road project is considered directly. The reason is that it is required for development of the nation, because if we have to transport the raw products from a rural area to the urban area, transportation is required. If the finished product has to be transported from the industrial area to the marketplace, transportation is required. If the material has to be exported to some other country, transportation is required. So that is the reason why we'll be taking it in a positive manner whenever we consider transportation projects. Coming to mining project. So mining projects provide the materials which are required by the industries. So bauxite is provided because of mining operation, which in turn can be made use by aluminium producing industries. Similarly, nuclear power plant requires raw materials. So this raw material is provided because of mining. So that means mining is an important operation. But these operations are going to have negative impacts either in terms of physical resource, ecological resource, human use values, or quality of life. When we consider mining project, air pollution will take place, water pollution will take place, noise pollution both during construction and operation will be taking place, and there will be land subsidence, land degradation will be taking place. That means overall there will be negative impact on the physical resources. When we talk about ecological resources, if some oil spills are going to take place because of rainfall, these particular oil spills on the land are being carried to nearby lakes, ponds, or river. That means the fisheries will get affected. For mining operation, clearance of forest is required. That means there will be deforestation, forest will get affected. Because of the encroachment of the forest, there will be impact on the wildlife. Human use values, definitely, if the people are residing in nearby places because of mining operation, air pollution is taking place, the resettlement is required. So quality of life, yes, we need to consider socio-economic factor. So usually we are going to have positive impact, because the laborers who will be working, they will be available in both urban and rural area, and they will be getting the job opportunities because of mining operation. However, wherever the mining operation is being planned, we need to check whether we are going to have archaeological site or the site might consist of the mosque or temple or church. So that means it might be a religious place in that case. If it is already planned, so we are going to have the negative impact on that. Public health, obviously because of air pollution, noise pollution, water pollution, the public health will get affected. So similarly, when we are planning for this urbanization, same factors will be considered, and we find that ultimately in the urban areas we are getting what? More number of cases in terms of cancer because of bad air quality. Most of the urban places in India are getting flooded. If you check the number of disasters that have taken place from the year 2000 till date, you will find that Asia stands number 1 because of floods. 5 floods are taking place in India, China, or in urban places. If you consider, so you will understand that it is because of more amount of paved surfaces. So nowhere we have considered the solution. Nowadays, now we are talking about rainwater harvesting and other things, but earlier we are not planned in these particular urban places, and because of this, what is happening? Whenever the rain takes place, so water starts standing on the surface instead of getting infiltrated. So if we go back to our ancestors, so they were also having urban areas, but they planned for storage structure. They used to have large ponds which were constructed making use of the stones. Stone was being used to see that that particular water is getting stored, and at the same time the water used to get infiltrated. But now these particular areas are being converted from unpaved area to paved area, and because of this the changes in the water hydrology is taking place, and because of this the floods are taking place. Noise levels are much more in urban areas than in the rural areas. Soil is getting polluted because we are discharging the untreated sewage onto the land. So because of this, now that particular soil will get polluted. Not only it will get polluted, but also on that soil we might be growing crops. That crop might be eaten in turn by us, and this is one of the reasons why we are having more number of cancer patients nowadays. Ecological resources. So if this wastewater is discharged into the nearby ponds, lakes or rivers, ultimately the fisheries will be getting affected. Because we are planning for urbanization, that means that forest will be cut down, that means we will be going for removing the forest, that is deforestation, and we will be encroaching the forest area and wildlife will get affected. Human use values, yes, so navigation, flood control, and if the agricultural area is converted to non-agricultural area and flyover is being planned in that particular area, in that case resettlement has to be planned. That means definitely there will be negative impact on farmers. Quality of life, there will be positive impact on socio-economic environment because there will be increase in the job opportunities. More jobs are made available in urban areas than in rural areas. So if we are going for some urbanization, we need to keep in mind the cultural environment, the important archaeological sites and religious places, or else we are going to have negative impacts on that. Public health, definitely, since we have not planned the cities properly, now we are thinking about smart cities. Now till date we are having negative impact on the public health. So with this, I will just complete environmental impact due to development.